Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to WSJP's presentation of St. Joe's Prep Football. Today, your Hawks take on the Crusaders of Father Judge here at Charles Martin Memorial Stadium at Northeast High School. I'm Sean Dronsock, joined by my color analyst, Dominic Schalk. Dom, how are we doing tonight?
You know, I am doing incredible, Sean. I mean, last time I was broadcasting here, I was on the sidelines in freezing cold weather. It's much nicer to be in the commentary booth.
Yeah, Dom, you and me did stats in halftime of one of the games here in a very cold, very rainy day, so it's nice to be up here in the booth.
Indeed.
And, of course, it's nice to be in the booth here with you, Dom.
It's always a great pleasure to commentate with you. And, Sean, I mean, Hawks coming off a win in their road trip to Maryland. You commentated that game. Why don't you tell us how it went?
That game was pretty interesting for the Prep, Dom. A lot of nothing in the first quarter. The Prep kind of took off, huge thanks to Isaiah West, mostly him scoring, and then the fumble recovery for the touchdown, is the block punt. So it was just a huge game for the Prep. Coming into the fourth quarter, 21-6, almost lost it with a Kion Billups fumble and a Samaj Jones blown coverage. But they got it back, they got the win, and I'm hoping to see a lot of the same here tonight. That's Ryan Shelton to kick it for Father Judge. Billups takes the kickoff, hurdles a defender, and he's tackled right around the 18-yard line by a host of Crusaders.
Father Judge coming in last year 5-7, losing to the Prep last year 55-12, hoping for a better result than that, which shouldn't be hard to come by. Last week they took a 38-7 win over the School of the Future. Also have wins over Lansdale and West Philly. However, losses to Archbishop Ryan and Germantown.
Definitely a balanced year here for Father Judge. Charlie Folk and his crew are out there right now. Two receivers to his right. That's West in the backfield. Man in motion. Folk takes the snap. Hands it off to Isaiah West. Isaiah West gets away from a defender, and he's brought down for a gain of about 2.
Yeah, very clean, basic zone run to start. You notice McConnell subbed in as the extra blocker, as is typical.
Novotny checking in here for the Prep. Elijah Turner and Steinmetz wide left. Ramir Hardy wide right. Folk drops back in shotgun. Isaiah West next to him in the backfield. Novotny goes in motion. Folk takes the snap, looks to pass. He's got Steinmetz across the middle. He's completed, and he's brought down right short of the line to gain for a gain of about 7. That'll bring up 3rd and short for the Hawks.
One of Folk's favorite throws right there, a little short one over the middle. Fits it in between the two linebackers very well. Good grab by Steinmetz, was being tugged on a bit by the defender. Makes it work.
Well said, Dom. Folk now on 3rd and very short, less than 1. 3 receivers to his left, West in the backfield with him. Tries to draw the flag, and they do. That's going to be offside on number 13 for Father Judge. Makai Bartlett, the junior. Huge mistake there, giving the Prep a free first down, which I'd have to say Isaiah West probably would have got anyway.
I agree. I mean, typically when you see a flag, when both teams will end up, it does tend to be on the Prep, but very nice to see it go against Judge that time.
We've seen an awful lot of yellow flags this year, Dom. Hopefully they can change that trend today.
I wake up in the middle of the night scared about St. Ed's.
Charlie Folk takes the snap, hands it to Isaiah West. Isaiah West looking for a hole. He finds one of his own. He's running across the 50, and he's brought down by number 11, Christian Haig. Isaiah West making his own hole there. There was nothing to go. Made something out of nothing. Got a nice 14 yards for the Prep there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful run right there. He's pressured in the backfield immediately by Dominic Bergheyer, and he just manages to slip around him and find that extra burst. That's really what makes him so crucial for the team.
2 on either side now for Folk. Isaiah West in the backfield with him, who's no longer goes in motion, and a rough snap there, miscommunication. That's going to be a false start on the Prep. And, Dom, we see that all year with the miscommunication.
Yeah, even when we were obviously the state champions last year, line penalties were a relatively consistent part of... Wait, ball's moving up the field. Appears to have been an offside, actually.
Interesting.
I'll certainly take it.
Yeah,
Maybe we're just conditioned in this thing, false start.
maybe it's just kind of a reflex, Dom. Folk alone in the backfield, drops back to pass, pressure coming, rolls out, steps up to make the throw. Novotny almost had it, and he's hit hard as he catches it, but he dropped it.
Yeah, hard hit right there on Novotny. Novotny has been targeted twice on the year. Both times has been absolutely crushed after the catch. Unfortunately, does not hang on to it there.
I will say both times, though, Dom, he did get across the first down line, and they were big third downs for the Prep.
Yeah.
That's going to be a flag on St. Joe's holding, so that will move back 5 yards of the previous first down line. So it's now 1st and 15 for the Hawks. This is the third first down of this possession, set of downs. Folk hands it off to Kion Billups. Kion Billups trying to get to the outside, and he's knocked out of bounds by 3 Father Judge defenders. He's not going to get much there, maybe a yard or 2. Yeah. 2nd and 12 for the Hawks.
Tried to bounce it outside, just ran out of space right there. Can't blame him with that explosiveness.
And I will say, Dom, it is nice to see Isaiah West back full 100% because he had a great game in Maryland and then got injured. And we were a little bit nervous as to whether or not he'd play this week.
Very crucial to this Prep offense's success.
And another key player, I see Ramir Hardy down there in full helmets, full pads, and a helmet, so he should get in here. Charlie Folk takes the handoff, hands it to Kion. Kion stumbling forward, and he gets wrapped up by number 11, Christian Haig. It'll be a gain of about 7 for the Hawks, 3rd and 5 now.
Yeah.
As Novotny checks in.
Fumbled with the handoff a little bit. Well, he grabbed it, but he manages to burst through, breaks a tackle from Derek Kennedy, gets a solid gain.
There is a flag down. Everyone here seems a little bit confused as to what it is, but it will be declined as it's now 3rd and 4 for the Hawks. One man to the left, that's Jet Harrison. 2 to the right, Steinmetz and Turner. Billups in the backfield, Folk and shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Kion, gives it to Kion. Kion Billups finding a hole, running forward for about a gain of 8. That'll be a first down and a little bit extra for the Hawks. Kion Billups' speed just shown there.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very assured first down. I don't believe he was touched before he even came close to the first down line. Walked over pretty comfortably.
Yeah, great blocking from the offensive line to give him that hole. 1st and 10 now for the Hawks. Turner, Steinmetz, and Harrison wide right for Folk. Billups in the backfield. Folk takes the handoff, fakes the handoff to Billups. Steinmetz gets the completion, gets away from one man, and he's brought down by 2 Father Judge defenders, one of them being Christian Haig on his 3rd tackle of the night. Tackle for loss. Loss of 3 there for the Prep.
Yeah.
Steinmetz. As Novotny checks back in.
Breaks the initial tackle from Fogarino, but he manages to pull through in time.
Charlie Folk out there again. Billups in the backfield. Turner to his left. Steinmetz and Harrison to his right. Folk lined up in shotgun. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Looks to pass. Surveying the field. Rolls out right. He looks to throw. Gets it off just before he gets hit, and it's complete to Steinmetz for 15 yards and a first down for the Hawks.
Great improvisation by Folk. I mean, that's the thing he's shown the most promise in so far as the Hawks starter. Manages to find Steinmetz on the run, and he makes a nice catch near the sideline.
And how about Chris Steinmetz not getting a lot of time? I mean, people didn't even know he was on the team, and now this year making a serious impact.
Yeah, stepping up in the absence of Ramir Hardy. Very impressive work there.
Who I'm kind of wondering why he's not in this game, because he's on the sideline in his pads. Maybe they're just not 100% sure yet. Charlie Folks takes the snap, looks to pass, looking to the sideline, and he overthrows Jet Harrison, who was open about 10 yards downfield and had some room after that, too. That could have been a huge play for the Prep, put him within the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Folks struggled at times with throwing outside of the hashes. I mean, you really see it there. But, I mean, sophomore, these things come with time.
Yeah, for sure, Dom, but we have seen that all season, a struggle to hit those passes outside of the hash marks.
Indeed we have.
Folk now in shotgun. West in the backfield. Steinmetz, Turner, and Harrison to the left, wide left. Folk takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to get a quick throw off to Steinmetz. Steinmetz complete, tackled as he catches it. It'll be about 6-yard gain for the Prep. 3rd and 4 for the Hawks.
Clean little drag route there. Steinmetz, 3rd reception of this drive. Really been showing out so far.
Folk yet again in shotgun, West in the backfield. Steinmetz and Harrison out left. Turner out right, one-on-one coverage. Folk takes the snap, heavy blitz. Isaiah West able to get away from a few, but not all. Stumbles forward for about 2 yards. Will it be enough? Yes, it will. Move the chains, Isaiah West. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line.
Bit close right there. I mean, Judge really packs the box against West there. You kind of have to. But he manages to plunge forward and move the chains.
Yeah, Dom. 2 linebackers blitzed on that one. It was a 7-man rush. That's hard to beat. Isaiah West really showing his strength. The Ohio State commit.
Now let's see if the Hawks can punch it in the red zone.
Charlie Folk in shotgun. Billups in the backfield. He hands it to Billups. Billups bounces it outside. Gets away from one defender. Made him fall down. Just a shoelace tackle across the 5 down to the 3-yard line. Billups just barely didn't get away from that one.
Yeah, Jameer Buckner slips trying to tackle him. Honestly, I don't know if that was a shoestring or if Billups just slipped because he was too shifty for himself.
Yeah, it was pretty close, but we'll never know. Billups again in the backfield, gets the handoff, pushes forward. Is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Hawks. Kion Billups with the 4-yard rush.
Hard running right there by Billups. He just goes right into the chest of the defensive tackle and pushes through him.
Yeah, and Dom, we don't see an awful lot of that from Billups. His almost mentor, Isaiah West.
I mean, he's a smaller back in
does
this
a lot of
rotation.
that. You're completely right, Dom. Isaiah West is a big strength guy. Billups more agile, so definitely an out-of-the-ordinary run for Billups there.
Yeah, West is more the thunder and Billups is the lightning.
It's a great way to put it. Leo Ritchie now on to attempt the PAT. The snap, the hold, and it is good. I would expect nothing less from Leo Ritchie. 7-0 Hawks.
Offer from the esteemed UConn football program.
Very rarely do you see a kicker with an offer, so that just shows you how good Leo Ritchie is. And he's just one of many that we've had here at the Prep. Like most recently, Skylar Shoulder committed to the University of Delaware, where he's a freshman at right now.
By
Had
the time
a
he's
great
done there,
career here.
by the time he's done there, they might hang up his jersey. Future Blue Hen legend.
He might be, Dom.
Will travel to Abington High on Monday the 30th.
The Hawks and Leo Ritchie now out to kick it off.
Check the Prep website for directions and details.
Father Judge finally out there on the field.
To kick off.
Sean Long, the starting quarterback for Judge, replacing Tyler Yurkov, who went to Ursinus College. And he's a smaller quarterback, only 5'10", 170.
David Holland, deep to return. The junior. Ritchie kicks it deep. Over the head of Derek Kennedy, the senior who was also back there. It'll be a touchback. Put the Crusaders out at the 25-yard line to start this drive.
Kennedy plays both sides of the ball for the Crusaders. Saw him nearly make a tackle on Kion Billups earlier in the Preps drive. Also plays running back and returns kicks here. Broke a 70-plus yarder against Lansdale Catholic in that win a couple weeks back.
We see Messiah Acree out there, who had was slightly injured at the end of that game in Maryland. He's back, takes the snap, hands it off, and he stumbles forward where he's wrapped up by about 4 Hawks for a gain of only 2.
An extremely stacked line there by the Crusaders. Just about every single person on it just decided to run it forward and push as hard as they could. An abundance of subs. I believe that's 5.
Long there in the backfield with number 4, Patrick Murphy. Hands it to Murphy. Murphy finds a hole, brought down by Cam Smith for a gain of about 6. It will not be enough for a first down.
Stop by Cam Smith. Father Judge, 3rd down.
3rd and short now for the Crusaders. Kennedy in the backfield, long and shotgun.
And everyone else on the
No
line.
one wide for the Crusaders. Stoppage of play. Flag down. It's a false start on Judge. That'll move it back. And, Dom, that's a big penalty. That'll take it from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. Huge difference for the Crusaders here. Now I'd say they probably need a wide receiver.
Yeah. Those tend to be important in football.
They really do.
Yeah, the pure trench style of 9 on the line doesn't exactly work when you have to gain more than 5. They break and come into a more familiar formation to your average watcher.
Kennedy still there in the backfield. Long and shotgun. Now 4 wide as opposed to the 0 wide last play. Prep showing blitz. Whitmire off the edge. Just barely can't get to the quarterback. He throws it complete, but it's not going to be enough for a first down as he was bombarded by Messiah Akery.
Yeah. Murphy makes a nice catch.
They're saying it will be enough for the first down, Dom. The Prep fans are in awe, and I can't blame them.
Generous interpretation, but I won't complain.
And Dom, I don't know if you saw it, but the senior Chase Whitmire, who's subbing in for
He
Colton
burst right through
Anderson.
that edge.
Colton Anderson has a little injury today. He won't be playing, and Chase Whitmire's off the edge there. No one near him.
If Long held on to that ball one more second, he's getting murdered.
Handoff to Kennedy. Kennedy tries to bounce it to the outside, and he just can't as he's met by Anthony Sacca, Cam Smith, and more. Kennedy, not much going yet in this one. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Obviously a very explosive player. Got a lot of carries last year when I had the pleasure of commentating Judge versus Prep with Dominic Campanero.
That was a rough one. We were standing about 50 yards from the field.
Yeah, they kicked us out. Campanero currently on the sideline getting some good GoPro footage.
Long and shotgun. 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Kennedy in the backfield with him. Brandon Lockley, the safety, showing blitz. Long drops back to pass. Lockley's there. He just gets the pass off to Kennedy, who's unable to corral it. And, I mean, Lockley was just like Whitmire, came off the edge with no one blocking him.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to do a little script screen to Kennedy there, but Nitz and Lockley forced the pressure. Not the most accurate throw, right over the shoulder of Kennedy.
Yeah, like you said, Lockley and Nitz, just no one near him. Free path to the quarterback. Long just got that one off.
Big 3rd and 9 here for the Crusaders.
3 right for Long, 1 left. Kennedy in the backfield again. Very familiar formation. Prep blitzes 5. Long gets the screen pass off to Kennedy. Kennedy able to get it up just short of the first down. Will they give it to him? If they gave it to him last time, they're going to give it to him this time. It looks like they will be marking him just a bit short. And Dom, I'm pretty impressed that he got that far.
Yeah. I mean, Kennedy obviously has a lot of burst to him. Reasons why he plays both sides of the field. And, I mean, even on these passing players, the game is still clearly running through Kennedy.
Judge was looking to go for it, decided not to. 4th and 2, they'll punt it.
Be Ryan Shelton with the boot.
Messiah
Akery deep to return, like you said. Shelton with the boot. The Prep will not block this one. Akery's going to get a chance to return it, which he did a lot last season. Tries to bounce it to the outside, and he's wrapped up. Oh, he gets away from him. Wrapped up by 3 defenders, got away from him. Wrapped up by 4 more.
Yeah, primarily Jacob Brennan there gets the initial wrap-up for Judge.
Yeah, Jacob Brennan. Huge play there. Because Messiah Akery, if he got past Brennan, he was gone. And he had a touchdown last year, kick return as a freshman, on a punt return at Archbishop Wood. I was on the sidelines right there. He ran right by me. It was a great return. Made a lot of people miss. And he gets to do it again here, which we don't see a lot. Usually Elijah Turner is back there to return.
Track star speed figures.
Folk in shotgun. West in the backfield. Won't give it to him. Folk looks to pass. He finds Novotny wide open. Novotny caught. He's across the first down line, and he's got more. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. They're not going to get him. And he stepped out of bounds just across the 30.
Yeah.
He was off to the races, Dom. No one around him.
That may be the most receiving yards I've ever seen a Prep tight end get, and it was all in one play.
Dom, coming into the season, Novotny was was named as the starting tight end, and I was just thinking, oh, he's basically another tackle. But he's been a huge contributor receiving so far this year.
Yeah. Also have to highlight the incredible block by Jet Harrison.
Handoff to Isaiah West. Isaiah West makes a couple men miss, gets across the first down line, stumbles across the 15, and he'll be tackled right about the 14. Another first down for the Prep, and they're moving with immense speed here, Dom.
Yeah. Incredible shiftiness there from West, stealing a bit from Billups' game.
Be a timeout on the field called by the Prep.
Timeout. St. Joe.
Dom, what have you seen so far from the Hawks that just get them moving the ball this fast?
Well, I mean, they threw the ball to the tight end, which, I mean, really shocked me. But
Like
aside
the Eagles using Goddard for the first time all season.
yeah, I mean, incredible performance there. But, I mean, the offense is just flowing very well. And Judge, I mean, their one possession so far could not get anything started. That O-line could not hold up unless the entire team was the O-line.
And, I mean, Kennedy, a real bright spot. He almost picked up that first down. That was a really impressive run. He caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage. I didn't think he was going to get anywhere near it. But he broke a Cam Smith tackle, and he almost got that.
Yeah, I mean, Kennedy, he's very dangerous once he gets into open space. However, the Hawks have done a very good job of not allowing there to be open space.
Judge out on the field already. The Prep's still in the huddle. Still not really breaking. I wonder what's being said in there. The ref starting to get a little bit annoyed, blows an aggressive whistle, and Rokin's going to break up the huddle.
Bringing the hammer down.
As Folk and his guys trot back out there. It's going to be Turner and Steinmetz to his left, Harrison to his right. West in the backfield with him. Folk under center. Excuse me, no, he drops back. Shotgun. I was going to say he's almost never under center. West dancing around in the backfield. Folk takes the snap, fakes the handoff to West. He's looking deep for Jet Harrison. Caught for a touchdown. A little bit underthrown by Charlie Folk. Jet Harrison turns around, one-on-one coverage, able to make the catch, gets the feed in, and the freshman gets the touchdown to put the Hawks up 13-0, awaiting the Leo Ritchie PAT.
Clean little fade route right there by Folk. Impressive work, I have to say. Looks like the cornerback, he doesn't turn around. I think he's expecting that ball to go over the shoulder, but it just drops in behind him. Really slips him up.
Jet Harrison, the freshman, with the touchdown, making a huge impact so far this season. Leo Ritchie good on the PAT. Again, we'd expect nothing less.
Could just shorten it and say Leo Ritchie kicks.
Huge drive there for the Prep. Charlie Folk, I don't want to even say great, though. It was a catchable ball for Jet Harrison, and Jet made the most out of it. Turned, went under his defender, grabbed that one, got the feed in, touchdown Hawks. Really a good drive there from Folk overall with the touchdown throw, the throw to Novotny. I mean, Novotny was wide open. No one else on that side of the field.
Speaking of Folk, actually gained a new offer recently, just about 2 weeks ago, an offer from the University of North Texas. Dude, Conference USA, serious ball.
Leo Ritchie on the kickoff. Kennedy is deep for the Crusaders, as is David Holland, the junior. Ritchie with the boot. That one's going to Kennedy. Kennedy gets it at the goal line, and he tries to take it out, but he's just deep. And in high school football, if it's in the end zone, it's an automatic touchback, whether or not you kneel it down. Kennedy really wanted to take that one out.
Yeah, just right on the line. I mean, Kennedy recognizes that kickoffs are probably the most open space he'll get today.
Sean Long and his guys are going to come out here starting at the 20-yard line. Mason Talley in for the Prep. We saw a little bit of him in Maryland simply because Messiah Acree was hurt. Interesting to see him so early in this one. One-on-one coverage on the bottom of your screen. Handoff to Kennedy. Kennedy gets a little bit of a hole. He's brought down by a couple Prep defensive linemen, mostly number 57, Jason Nitz.
Wrapped him right around the waist.
But Schalk, me and Gavin were talking about it in Maryland. If there's one Prep Hawk there to make the tackle, they're all there. It's almost impossible to tell who makes each tackle.
I completely agree. It's just a cacophony of black or white always on top of them.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. But that one, Jay Nitz, great stop there. 2nd and 10 now for the Crusaders. No wide outs. It's
Bet it's a play
9
action.
blocking and Kennedy in the backfield. It is a play. It's a QB draw. Sean Long takes it, and he's met by literally every prep defender for a gain of about 3.
Long seemed to have a bit of a hole and then decided to run straight into the numbers on the back of his offensive lineman's jersey. Was not quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, I wonder what was up with that one, Dom. But, I mean, that would have, looking at how it worked out, that would have been a good play call on a 4th and 2.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Crusaders' version of a tush push.
I agree. Good
Just
one.
with no tush pushing.
Interesting. Well, it's not technically Wildcat because, I mean, it's still their regular quarterback in, but still.
You're going to need a timeout on the field. I believe that's the Crusaders with the timeout.
At the end of the first quarter.
Oh, excuse me. The first quarter's over. I did not see the clock.
Sean draws not asleep at the
Anthony
wheel.
Correa, our scoreboard guy. Thank you for that buzzer. At the end of the first quarter, the Hawks lead 14-0, and we will be right back with the second quarter of action here on WSJP. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. The field has flipped. Father Judge, 3rd and 7, working at the 26-yard line. Pass away just out of the hands of Brandon Ross, the DB, who stepped up huge for the prep this year. The sophomore getting a lot of time. There will be a flag on the play, though.
Don't even need to look at the prep number sheet. You just recognize Ross off the neon cleats.
The neon cleats. Him and Turner, Elijah Turner,
Got the bumblebees.
has the bumblebee cleats on. They're easily recognizable. The prep defense moving back. They think it's on them. And Schalk, do you know who I really haven't seen here yet in this one? Alex Haskell.
Where is Alex Haskell?
He's out there. He's talking with the refs, but he's never in the backfield.
I tried to get the Haskell special for the pregame food order, but it was sold out.
They're going to call it roughing the passer on the prep. Huge penalty there, 15 yards and an automatic first down for the Crusaders. Now working from about the 40-yard line, just short the 39.
15-yard gain, maybe more than anything else the Crusaders make today.
I'll tell you what, Ross almost came down with that, though. That was a great play. Jumped the route. Again, no receivers wide. Kennedy in the backfield. I imagine they're not going to run the same play. Hand off to Kennedy. Kennedy, nowhere to go. Met in the backfield by Saka, Nitz, and a whole host of other Hawks.
Yeah, I can't say I quite understand the Judge strategy of run it straight at an offensive line that is bigger, stronger, and is at least half of them going D1. But I'm certainly willing to watch that strategy because it's yielding good results for us.
And, Dom, we were just talking about it, and there he is, Alex Haskell, one of the primary guys there on that tackle. And I say one of because there was about 7. 2nd and 11 now for the Crusaders. 2 on either side of Long. Kennedy in the backfield with him. Takes the snap, hands it off to Kennedy. Kennedy with a little bit of a hole, making the most of it. Across the 50, down at the 45-yard line. A first down and more for the Crusaders there. Brought down by Ryan McDonald. Great play there by Kennedy.
And you just see it. The second he got a hole in that line, he had an arm on him. I believe that was Nitz reaching out, gets a hand on him, but it just doesn't matter. Kennedy, if he's not hit firmly, he will just burst through and get into that second level.
Long, 1st and 10, looks to pass, Whitmire coming off the edge. Long gets it away. Screen pass to Kennedy, brought down by Anthony Sacca. He almost broke free of that one, Dom.
Yeah, clean wrap-up right there. And yet another screen pass to Kennedy, who it appears this whole Crusaders offense really is
Let's
running
talk
through.
about Whitmire for a second, stepping up in the absence of junior Colton Anderson, and he's been off the edge with the QB pressure almost every play.
Yeah, have to agree. Remember him against Erasmus crushing people off every kickoff return? He's just leveled it up
Chase
a bit.
Whitmire. He had in Maryland a fumble recovery touchdown that was called back for a penalty, but that was a huge burst of energy for the Prep there. Whitmire, one of those guys that just electrifies the stadium. Bad snap there. Long over his head. Whitmire's chasing him down. Long's going to fall on it. Long didn't even seem to know the ball came. The ball went right over his head, and he still was looking at the center. Whitmire chased him down, downed him for a loss of about 15. It's going to be 3rd and 20 for the Crusaders.
Yeah, it looked like Long was like complaining to his center, looked kind of annoyed, and then the ball just flies over his shoulder. Whitmire pursues him, and then I believe it's Lockley pats him down while he grabs the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Long was doing there, but the ball went over his head, and he didn't go and get it. He kind of stayed there for a little bit.
He's in shock, man.
It's nice to see that happen to someone else except for us, because Folks had his fair share of bad snaps this year. 3rd and a mile for the Crusaders, working on their own 45-yard line. Stoppage of play. It's going to be a timeout. Crusaders.
Father Judge.
With 8:55 left to play in the second quarter.
Aren't you glad you don't have to snap the ball in the Turkey Bowl? No one would be able to snap the ball, man.
I wouldn't have to snap the ball anyway, Dom. I'm QB1 for my team.
We know you're QB1, bro.
Huge shout out to Anthony Correa on the scoreboard. The first time the WSJP has ever had a scoreboard on their broadcast. I think he's doing a pretty good job. A scoreboard on the football broadcast, excuse me. We've had it on basketball. Correa doing a great job there, especially with that buzzer. Got us a little bit off guard.
Yeah, we've even got touchdown animations, you know. We have mild production value.
Hawks defense is out there. Judge still in the huddle.
Okay, guys, let's hand it off to Kennedy, and he'll get 3 yards again.
Long and his guys dancing back out there. They will have wide receivers this play, Dom.
I love to see it.
4 wide for the Crusaders. Kennedy in the backfield. Long in shotgun. 3rd and a mile. Prep defensive line dancing around. They blitz 5. Kennedy's brought down by Brandon Lockley. Thrown to the ground. The safety with the huge sack there. Brandon Lockley having a terrific season so far. And he's in the backfield on that one.
Yeah, one of the few highlights of the St. Edwards disaster, but he was very good there and down in Cleveland, and I mean, he just continues to impress this year.
And that wasn't just a sack, Dom. That was authoritative. He was thrown to the ground like it was WWE. 4th and now even more of a mile than it was before. They're going to look to punt. Prep has not blocked one yet in this one. They're not going to get that one. Turner gets to return this one. He doesn't get to a lot. Bounces it to the outside. Cuts it back into the middle. Down at around the 46-yard line on their own side of the field.
I like how we just talk about blocked punts like there's something that happens every game.
It is. It happens every game.
You know, I just like having the luxury of knowing that.
Last week in Maryland, a huge play for the Prep in a tight game, so it was ultimately extremely beneficial. You think a point, a PAT, it's whatever, it's 1 point. And we only won by 2, but they came out there. PAT, blocked by Cam Smith. Penalty on the play. Another PAT, blocked by Cam Smith. Flag on the play. Another PAT, blocked by Anthony Sacca. No fouls on the play. And the Prep walked away without giving up a point. It was really impressive. Folk now in shotgun. West in the backfield with him. 1st and 10. Turner goes in motion. It's going to be his jet sweep to Turner. Elijah Turner bounces it to the outside. He's got room to run, and he's out of bounds for a gain of 6, right short of the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
As Novotny trots back out there.
I mean, best way to utilize Turner's speed, just get him the ball, you know, give it to him, even on that sort of jet touch pass, jet sweep. Really works. He can get around the edge with his explosiveness.
Well said, Dom. And now 2nd and 5 for the Hawks. 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Folk in the backfield. Looks to pass. Going deep for Elijah Turner, and he's just overthrown. And Dom, that one would have had to be on a dime. Turner in double coverage. I mean, I'm not going to say he didn't have a step or two, because he did.
Yeah, I mean, Elijah Turner's going to get a step on just about every defensive back in the PCL. But I can't necessarily blame Folk for not making that throw. That was a pretty tight window. Just
yeah, you had to put that one on a dime for that to be completed.
Yeah.
Glad to see Charlie getting the confidence to take those deeper looks. Now 3rd and 5 for the Hawks. Turner and Harrison, Steinmetz outright. West in the backfield. Folk in shotgun. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff to West. Yeah, just the tush push. They just tried it a little too quick, Dom, and it was unsuccessful. If they had lined that one up more and taken their time instead of trying to rush it, they would have got it anyway. I don't know why they rushed it. But Leo Ritchie on the punt. Derek Kennedy back deep to return. Leo Ritchie, I don't know if he can pin this one in the 10, but he had a great punt last week, Dom, in Maryland. Pinned him all the way down at the 1-yard line, down by Mason Talley. It was a great punt. Huge momentum boost for the Prep. Ritchie, the punt is away. It's high. It's landing at about the 15-yard line. Fair catch called right at the 15-yard line. Kennedy, and out come the Crusaders offense. Dom, what did you see on that drive for the Prep that, they were unable to get a first down?
I thought the 3rd down play was very awkward. It almost seemed played to be like a bubble screen, but you look, and then Harrison's 6 yards past the line of scrimmage is very lofted. Like, the throw, in the manner of, like, you'd expect Harrison to get that ball quickly bulleted to him so he can move in the open space.
It was kind of a lob.
Yeah, when he's stopping and turning around like that, you expect he gets the ball quick, turns around, but it was lobbed and the defender was already there.
Long with Kennedy in the backfield, looks to pass, pressure coming, gets it away, a complete across the middle for a gain of about 10.
Long's pass is complete to David Holland.
That one complete to David Holland, the junior receiver.
Crusaders now prove that they're aware wide receivers exist.
I think that might be the first completion they've had.
No, they had one to Patrick Murphy earlier. Remember the one that was led to a 3rd
you're right.
and 1?
They did.
Hey, the 2 catches so far have been pretty nice ones.
1st and 10 from the 25 for the Crusaders. Long with Kennedy in the backfield, 4 wide. Fakes the handoff, quick throw across the middle, wrapped up by Brandon Lockley. That's going to be enough for a first down. That's number 16, Gavin Hutz, the junior. And they're really making their money right now, Dom, off of those, fake handoffs and then the quick throws. Get 8-9 yards, move the chains.
Yeah. Hutz, obviously, the kick returner last year for the Crusaders. And, I mean, Lockley wraps him up pretty quickly. It's a tight thrown ball in there by Long. Lockley wraps him up and then kind of falls over top of him.
1st and 10 again for the Crusaders. 4 wide again. Kennedy in the backfield again. Long takes a snap, looks to pass. Looks a little bit deeper. He had his receiver that he went to last play, Gavin Hutz. He had him across the middle, wide open. No safety help. I believe that was McDonald, who got beat off the line and beat bad. If he put that one in a better spot, Hutz was off to the races.
Yeah, well, if he was capable of consistently putting the ball in that spot, we would not be witnessing 9 players on the line for Father Judge.
That's a great point, Dom. 2nd and 10. Second, something we haven't seen yet on this drive. A lot of first downs. Working on their own 38-yard line. A new formation. 2 wide right, 1 left. Kennedy in the backfield. Hands off to Kennedy. Kennedy finds a hole. Kennedy across the 50. Gets away from Steinmetz. And he's brought down by Samaj Hill. Excuse me, it wasn't Steinmetz. That was Colberdino. My bad. Colberdino stiff-armed into the turf. Samaj Hill able to track him down. But Kennedy, a huge gain across the 50 down to the 35.
And
38, excuse me.
And you notice right there, with both of Kennedy's big runs, they've been plays where the Hawks have actually broken through into the backfield. It's just they kind of go past him in a way. Well, they're still holed up trying to get into the backfield. Kennedy's already out of there. He's burst through into the second level, and he's got the speed to make those linebackers miss.
Definitely, Dom. Kennedy gets another handoff, gets away from Nitz, but he's brought down by Cam Smith and company.
Yeah. The esteemed 99 Anthony Haskell gets into the backfield right there, but Kennedy just slips by him.
That was Haskell, excuse me.
Quickly snagged up.
Cam Smith, the 4-star Penn State decommitted from Duke. There in the backfield. He had 2 huge sacks and a forced fumble that was picked up for a touchdown by Will Vokalos last week in Maryland.
Student body president, by the way.
And Cape and Sword.
Legend.
Leading role. 9 on the line again for Judge. Handoff goes to Kennedy. Kennedy finds a little bit of a hole, and by a hole, I mean positive yardage, before he's brought to the ground by Cam Smith again. That'll be a gain of about 1 for 3rd and 8 now. Slightly out of field goal range. This would be about a 50-yard try. Out of high school range. So do you
not
think
for
this
Leo
is
Ritchie, though.
Not for Leo Ritchie. Or Skylar Shoulder. Do you think this is 4-down territory, Dom?
I mean, 14-0 against a regular opponent, no. 14-0 against St. Joe's Prep and your Father Judge, yes.
Because you're a little bit too close to punt. 35-yard line.
I mean, this is a crucial 3rd down right here.
Long, looks to pass. Pressure coming from the Prep. He looks deep for, he just incomplete. Just overthrown for David Holland. He had him. He beat Samaj Hill off the line. And he just barely overthrew him.
Honestly, I kind of thought that was a catchable ball. It looked like that was maybe like just a full extension away from Holland. I kind of thought he should have caught that.
Yeah, if he laid out for that one, he definitely probably would have.
Definitely probably would have.
He would have got a hand on it, Dom. He would have got his hands on it.
Yeah, I think could have seen a bit more effort there from Holland. But I'm not exactly going to complain.
I mean, it's always hard to see from up here, but that one definitely looked like it could have been corralled.
Yeah. I've caught better in your backyard, bro.
It is 4th down territory, says the Father Judge coach, and they're going to run not quite 9 on the line, but just about. It's going to be a timeout. St. Joe's. And we'll be back right after this timeout. Both teams trot back out there with just 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the first half. And we will be joined by Alex Arespi and John Claffey for Hawk Talk at the half. Man in motion for Father Judge. False start on Judge. So says the sideline ref.
Not a man in illegal motion, clearly.
False start against Father
Like
Judge.
you said, Dom must not have been a man in motion legally. That turns 4th and 8 from the 36-yard line to 4th and 13 from the 41-yard line. And, Dom, this might not be 4-down territory. This might be puntable.
And it appears that
Judge agrees
Judge
with
agrees,
me.
yeah. Frank McArdle makes the call.
Frank McArdle, kind enough to give me a roster for this game, helping us out a bunch. The Hawks, maybe they'll block this one, Dom. Nowhere near. No one even went for it. Messiah back deep to return, and he's just going to let it bounce into the end zone. Just barely got there, I will say. Credit to the Father Judge players who tracked that one down. credit where credit's due. He almost got that.
Yeah, the gunner nearly got that one. Almost tapped it in. Tried to do what was it, that Monday Night Football game, Patriots vs. Steelers, where they tapped it in 3 times.
Flag on the play. Not sure who this one's going to go against. The Prep offense is in the huddle, so I assume it's something that will not make them repunt.
Crusaders defense comes right out, so
It's going to be holding on the Prep. That'll move them from the 20 to the 15. Excuse me, from the 20 to the 10. So starting deep in their own territory.
holding on the Prep. They would never.
They would never. Yeah, well, they would.
Come on, referee.
Folk trucks out there with his guys. 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. 3-minute drill for the Hawks. Steinmetz, Turner, and Harrison wide right. Novotny is out there. West in the backfield. Schalk takes the snap. Hands it to West. West finds a crease. West across the 20. Tackled right at the 25-yard line. That's number 11, Christian Haig. Yet another tackle for the senior linebacker.
Yeah, West, great run right there. Another double-digit carry. I believe that's his 3rd of the game. And, I mean, he's really been the engine of this Hawks offense, just like he was down in Maryland. While the passing game obviously provides those big chunk plays, he's the backbone.
Steinmetz and Harrison to the right. 1st and 10 for the Hawks at the 24-yard line. Folk takes the snap, fakes the handoff to West. Looking deep for Turner, and he's got him. Turner unable to bring that one in. Flag on the play. That's going to be defensive pass interference. I'm not too sure about that one, Dom. I'm not going to complain, but...
Oh, I'm certainly not complaining. I think that Folk... Well, actually, I don't think the throw is necessarily bad. It's just the safety comes in, and he kind of bumps him off the route to the point where it looks like the ball is uncatchable, but the ball was only uncatchable due to the interference from the defensive back. So I suppose that would be the rationale behind the PI. Although there does appear to be a dispute on the field.
Yeah, the Prep doesn't look like they're moving forward to the spot of the play. It is definitely going to be on the Crusaders, though. But it might not be pass interference. The refs are not letting us know. But, yeah, Dom, he was leading Turner to the middle of the field. Not even the middle, just a little bit more to the middle. And then the safety came in and made that uncatchable. But if he had thrown that just a tad bit to the left, Turner might have been off to the races. It wasn't a bad throw, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 1st down for the Hawks. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 38, 2:28 left to play. 4 receivers out there. Hands it off to West. West not really getting a hole. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, he's not able to get any separation right there. Just gets stuffed right around the waist.
See Billups trotting out there. West coming to the sideline. Jameer Rowe, the 4th receiver out there for the Hawks in the absence of Ramir Hardy.
Yeah, you saw Rowe kind of occupy that wide receiver 4 role, especially against St. Ed's, but it appears that Steinmetz has been getting a bit more snaps recently.
2nd and 8, Folk looking to pass. He's got Turner. Turner across the 50. Turner down to the 46-yard line. 1st down and more for the Prep as they trot right into the Crusaders' territory.
Kai Billups pancakes a man and stares him down. Gotta say, I appreciate the energy, although he's...
Kai Billups' dog mentality. Excellent student in math. Folk looks to pass again. No pressure, seemingly all day in the pocket. Pressure coming from behind. Gets it off to a wide open Elijah Turner. Elijah Turner makes a few men miss, and he's down all the way to the 15-yard line. Huge play for the Prep there. And Schalk, I wonder if Folk didn't see him earlier? Like, he was open.
Essentially the same play as last play, just Turner standing wide open on the sideline. Runs up, cuts it in, cuts it back out. Also, Folk, very scary challenge from the blind side right there. Half a second more of hesitation, and that ball would have likely been stripped.
Almost rocked by a couple defensive linemen for Father Judge, specifically Rashawn Davis, the junior. Folk looking deep to the end zone, overthrows Elijah Turner. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 15 now for the Hawks.
Tried to go back shoulder, threw it a little bit more towards his back than his shoulder.
In comes Isaiah. Out comes Billups.
Off comes Rowe as well.
Charlie Folk accompanied by West in the backfield. Steinmetz and Harrison wide right. Turner in the slot on the left side. Folk takes the snap, rolls out, looks to pass, and he hits number 42.
Ooh, Gavin McConnell.
Gavin McConnell, the senior.
Typically blocking.
Hit hard at the end of that play. Cut off at the legs. Timeout on the Hawks. Anthony Correa hit the wrong button there. Sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. There's still 52 seconds left to play. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this timeout. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Hawks working at the 14-yard line. 3rd and 9 for Folk and his crew. Turner and Steinmetz to the left. Harrison to the right. Billups in the backfield. West goes in motion. It's going to be an illegal man in motion on the Hawks. It's West coming around the tackles a little bit early, cutting that edge too soon. And, Dom, that's the first time we've really seen a 2 running back set from the Hawks.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we saw that earlier sweep to Turner where we started in the backfield and moved, but West and Billups, believe that is their first snap sharing the field.
They're going to run the same formation from 3rd and 13. West goes in motion, legally this time. Folk looks to get to West. He won't get it. Harrison, complete, off to the races. Touchdown, Harrison. And that's his 2nd one of the game. The freshman, Jet Harrison, brother of Marvin Harrison, son of Marvin Harrison. 2 NFL receivers. Jet Harrison making an immense impact in this one for the 2nd touchdown of the game. 20-0 Hawks with 40 seconds left to play. And, Dom, that was a great play from Charlie Folk, I think. The primary read was West. West rolled out right. He wasn't there. He rolled around.
I mean, yeah, great read there by Folk. He goes past the first option, sends it down to the bubble screen for Harrison, and then Jake Namnon makes a great block around the goal line, just bulldozes the last DB.
Leo's kick is good again. 21-0 Hawks. 42 seconds left to play. And, Dom, that's really the first time all season I've seen Charlie Folk make it a great read. He's had good reads, and he's had a lot of them. But that was a great read. He saw West trapped on the left side, instantly looked at Harrison, and Harrison was off to the races.
Yeah. I'm starting to get the feeling that he's developing.
I mean, Folk and Harrison, 2 young players. Harrison a freshman, Folk a sophomore. And especially with Turner and Hardy gone next season and Steinmetz, it's going to be the Jet Harrison show.
I'll be tuning in.
I will be too. And hopefully you at home will be too.
Tuning in, we'll be broadcasting it now that I think about it.
Kennedy and Holland back to return yet again. Leo Ritchie off to kick on to kickoff. That one's up and away into the end zone. Way over the head of Kennedy. Touchback. 40 seconds. Can the Crusaders do it from the 20-yard line? Dom, I'm going to go ahead and say no. I'm going to go ahead and say probably not.
No need to say probably.
But, you know, they have had a few open receivers. The coverage has been a little bit lax. They've had guys off the line Long just unable to make those throws.
42-second drill, do you believe?
I do not. I do not believe. Tally's still out there at DB.
Just wait for the Sean Long Wildcat run right up the middle.
9 on the line.
It's happening.
For Father Judge. Kennedy in the backfield with Sean Long. Long takes the snap. Hand off to Kennedy. Kennedy, no room to run. Wrapped up by Cam Smith and company.
Just a ball of black on top of him.
A lot of black jerseys there, Dom. You are correct. Impossible to tell who got that tackle.
Yeah.
Nitz and Cam Smith were there first, though.
Yeah. Nitz, Smith, Haskell, Saka. They just all show up there.
Pretty much every defender we have.
Sean Stratz, too.
Save the ones on the sideline.
I think I saw Tommy Moreno out there.
Judge will most likely let this one tick down.
Oh,
And they will. That'll be it for the first half of play. Stay tuned for Hawk Talk at the half, where we'll have our statisticians, John Claffey and Alex Arespi here for Hawk Talk at the half. Don't go anywhere, and make sure you come back for the second half of play.
Hello everyone, my name is John Claffey, and tonight I am here with
Alex Arespi.
and we are here for some Hawk Talk at the half. You heard earlier Sean Dronsock and Dom Schalk, play-by-play and color analysts, doing a fantastic job today at this game. But, I mean, score right now, 21 Hawks, 0 to the Father Judge. So, Alex, what do you think is one big offensive player that's doing really well for Father Judge?
For me, it is Derek Kennedy. I mean, Derek Kennedy has 51 rushing yards and on like 4 carries, and he is doing really well, man. He had that one big play in the early second quarter, and unfortunately they couldn't cash in on that. But
Yeah, obviously, no points put on the board so far for Father Judge. I mean, they still got a lot of time to turn around. I have to say that for my player, for offensive player of the game so far, Charlie Folk, 14 pass attempts, 10 completions for 71% completion. He has 160 passing yards, 16 yards per completion, and 2 passing touchdowns, which also goes hand in hand with Jet Harrison with 2 catches for 50 receiving yards, 2 reception touchdowns. Chris Steinmetz has 2 catches for 20 yards. Rob Novotny, 2 catches for 38 yards. He had a very similar play to that you might have seen of Dallas Goedert last week's Eagles game, right up the sideline for a bunch of yards. But, I mean, overall, Prep offense is really doing well. So now, who do you think's a great defensive player so far for Father Judge?
I mean, For me, I really don't have a player because I mean they have been playing really terribly. I mean, there's a lot of flags, and they have been playing really sloppy. I mean, they let up 21, and I feel like they need to just get better. I mean, there's a lot of missed tackles there, and they need to just get it together.
I tend to say the same thing. Not playing a great game right now, but I mean, as I said earlier, still time to turn it around, kind of tune up and fix what's going on with them. Not really probably playing like how they want to be playing. For me, I have to say my player would be Brandon Lockley. He's having a pretty good game. He's got a couple tackles, and he had one really nice sack that put the offense back a lot. So if I had to pick one, I'd say them. Prep's really doing a good job right now of just playing good coverage. They're not letting a lot of deep balls get in the hands of the receivers. They're just they're letting short passes, and then when Father Judge is running the ball, they're not really letting them get anywhere with them. So overall, doing a pretty good job. So now that we've talked about both sides of the ball, what do you think is the key to a win for Father Judge?
Well, it's two things. First of all, you need to get stops. They scored 21 points on 2 quarters of football. I mean, they need to, if they're going to have this, they got to get stops. And also, when you get stops, that builds momentum, and we need to cash in our points. I mean, like I already said, we had a 38-yard rush from Kennedy, and, they need something to, get in the end zone, and, that will build the momentum.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple of plays with Father Judge where the quarterback will air it out 40, 50 yards, but he just never it seems like the wide receivers just stop running, and they don't get to the ball, but it looks like they can get to the balls. So I'd say, a key point to secure the win for the Prep would be, keep airing it out. The runs, you're getting solid yardage on the runs through Isaiah West and Kion Billups, but the real success tonight has been through the air, where the secondary of Father Judge they can't really do anything about it. So, who do you think is going to be one big player you think is going to be key to success in the second half if Father Judge were to turn this around?
I think it's the QB1, Sean Long. He really did not have a great half. He had 8 passing attempts for 3 completions and 28 yards. That cannot happen. He needs, if we need to get in the end zone, that just can't happen. 28 yards is just not gonna win you ball games.
Definitely not. 3 completions through, what is it? 16 minutes per 32 minutes of football. Yeah. Obviously awful. Just really not what you want to see out of your QB1, especially in a high school team like Father Judge. I would say key player for the success is Charlie Folk. If he just keeps slinging it the way he is and just keep putting letting the defense just kind of do their thing and get their, they have the cushion and they have, they're calm and no pressure on them. I think that's when they tend to play best because they're not worried about, messing up, and they're not playing too tightly. So overall, I think Charlie Folk is going to be the key to the success on the Preps half tonight. So it seems like that's going to be it because since we talked about both sides of the ball. So my name is John Claffey.
I'm Alex Arespi.
And we are signing off for Hawk Talk at the Half. Make sure that you tune back in to hear Sean and Dom on Play-by-Play in color. Good night.
Free. He's across. He's past first down. He's across the 40. He's across the 50. He's off to the races. One got to beat across the 40. Down to the 30. The 20. The 10. They're not going to get him. Touchdown. Isaiah West.
Insane.
85-yard touchdown for the Ohio State Buckeye. Isaiah West. Huge run by the senior running back.
Absurd broken tackle right there. I don't quite understand how he manages to evade those 2 guys on the right sideline, but he does it. West, I mean, he just burst right through. Gotta credit the great blocking from the wide receivers out there, too. Really holding up those defensive backs, not letting them get the angle on West, and he just manages to burst right on through.
Apologies for the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Been off the air since the half, and we didn't know it. To recap a little bit, I'm sure you've seen it, but Samaj Hill, the junior DB, his first varsity interception on the very first play of the half, took it back to the house for 6. Leo, great kick, 7 points. That was a quick score for the Hawks in the first 13 seconds. Second drive, Long gets a huge play to Hutz on Samaj Hill's head. Great catch by Gavin Hutz, number 16, the senior receiver, who missed one earlier in the game, got his opportunity back. And then a faulty handoff to Kennedy. Samaj Hill again, who seems to be involved in almost every play this half, gets the fumble recovery, picks it up, and then a huge rush by Isaiah West. 85-yard touchdown. And Schalk, I'm a little bit disappointed. I feel like I did some of my best commenting in that minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, but you want to know what the best part about that run was, Sean? Running clock.
Running clock, Dom. You said it so perfectly. And a quick running clock at that. A minute and a half into this half, and the Hawks have already given us quicker way home. Leo Ritchie with the boot. That one into the end zone. Touchback. Father Judge will start this one out at the 20, and I wonder what happened there. Chase Whitmire decided to throw a blocker to the ground.
Mamba mentality.
I wonder what was said, or maybe he just wanted to do it. Or maybe he was just frustrated. Whitmire stepping up.
42.
Whitmire stepping up huge in the absence of Colton Anderson. Mason Talley out there now at DB, and Brandon Ross accompanies him as Colabardino and McDonald are in the secondary. Roken seems to be easing off the gas here. Handoff to Kennedy. Kennedy, not much going. He's brought down by
Kennedy on the carry.
Cam Smith and company.
By number 58, Michael Zancoli. Second down.
Exactly what you want to see right there. I mean, just another run right up the gut. Gets just about nothing before being collapsed on by just about the entire line.
Cam Smith and Chooch Ravelli, one of those guys like Tosh Horton was last year and Whitmire is this year. Just a huge energy burst for the team. Second and 7 now for the Crusaders, working on their own 23-yard line. Long in shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the pass, gets to Hutz. Hutz drops that one as he's hit by Ryan McDonald.
Dropped that pass a bit before the hit, though. He gets wrapped up after the fact.
It's the intimidation factor, Dom.
What do you say would be is aura?
I would not say that. I would say it's the intimidation factor.
Oh, separate from aura.
Charlie Folk having a discussion with his offensive line, hopefully a pleasant one.
Hard to find many things to be displeased about.
Yeah, up 35-0. Isaiah West looking a little bit tired on the sideline. Finally stands up after that 85-yard rush, where I think he might have broken a tackle from just about every defender on the field.
Yeah.
3rd and 7 now for the Crusaders on their own 23-yard line. Long takes the snap, looks to pass. 4 coming for the Hawks. That one just over the head of Brandon Lockley, and he's hit hard by Mason Talley, the junior defensive back, who we saw for the first time really last week in the Maryland game when Messiah Acree went down with an injury, and Mason Talley stepped up huge and delivers a great hit on 3rd down to save a first down for the Crusaders, who are now on to punt.
Drove him right into the dirt right there. Got the sideline pumped.
Mason Talley making an impact in this one. Elijah Turner deep for the prep. Hopefully he'll get a return. Fake punt. And he's looking deep, and he's got his man. And Elijah Turner brings him down at the 45-yard line. A gutsy call by Frank McCardle. That one goes to number 4, Patrick Murphy. He's got touches in this one, gets another one. And Dom, I forgot to say it, but I kind of saw it in the formation. as soon as the ball was snapped, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, Father Judge, not particularly foreign to those fake special teams plays. Last year ran a fake field goal successfully for a touchdown against Archbishop Ryan, I believe. And obviously works yet again here.
1st and 10 now for the Crusaders. Across the 50 on the Hawks 45. Long, hands it off to Kennedy. Kennedy breaks a tackle from Strats in the backfield before he's brought down by Nitz and company. You always have to add the and company because there's always company.
Trevor Define, Jason Nitz. Second down.
Ryan Zatz, the sophomore, getting his first playing time of the season, also helping that tackle. See Novotny on the sideline. He had a great first half, Dom.
Yeah.
One of the first prep tight ends to really get into it.
Might be the first prep tight end to catch 2 balls and a half.
2 balls in a game. 2 balls in a season. Handoff goes to Kennedy. Kennedy breaks a couple tackles before he's hit hard by Cam Smith. Excuse me. That's not Cam Smith.
50, that is number 52.
That's 52.
John Boggs.
John
my guy.
Boggs laying the boom
Stiffs him right in the ribs.
with Brandon Lockley there to help.
Boggs.
A lot of the B team out there for the prep. Save McDonald.
Father-
Save Lockley. Other than that, most of these stars are out of the game. Roken definitely easing off the gas, and I think we might see a little bit of Trey Henning today, Dom.
If you want to win, let free spin.
Kennedy breaks a couple tackles. He's off to the races at the 30, the 20. Only McDonald to beat. McDonald is not going to get him. Kennedy in for the touchdown.
On the carry for Father
Just
Judge.
broke through out of nowhere.
No, my beautiful running clock.
Dom, I think when you get it, it sticks. I think once you go up 35,
Oh.
it stays.
Oh, it's still ticking.
I hope.
It is. It's still ticking. However, I mean, if there was any way the Crusaders were going to score that, it was going to be through Derek Kennedy. I mean, it's exactly what I talked about. He gets the burst through the initial contact at the line, and there's just nobody in the second line of defense that can catch up to him.
I mean, if there was 40 more yards in the field, McDonald might have tracked him down, but
No good.
the kick is no good.
Goes under the upright
Yeah,
on
it
an
looked
extra
like it
point.
might have been tipped by a prep lineman.
Very lame duck of a kick. It was just kind of hucked.
But yeah, we'll never know what happened on that one, Dom.
Real mystery.
$35-7 now, with 5 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the second half. Huge play there for Father Judge to put their first points on the board.
Yeah.
The prep for the first
Comeback
time
season?
all
Comeback
day.
season?
Back to return. It's Billups and Acree back there.
And Messiah Acree are deep for St. Joe's.
Sadly, no Elijah Turner. I don't see any yellow in the cleats.
Elijah Turner, always very easily recognizable by his bumblebee cleats. And Brandon Ross, the other one, very easily recognizable by his neon green cleats.
Indeed. Shelton for the kickoff.
Judge to kick it off, more specifically Ryan Shelton, number 9, the senior. This one's up and away. Acree gets the return. Whistles blow.
Flag on the
This
play.
one's moving back. It'll be a false start or an illegal formation for Judge. So that'll go from kicking it off at the 40 to kicking it from the 35. So now Acree or Billups will most definitely get a return and a chance to electrify this prep crowd or what's left of them.
That seems like full stands to me still. People are
Yeah.
loving it.
It was a little fuller. Although up 35-0, I'd leave too.
Bills came back down 35 in a playoff game once.
Yeah, but Judge isn't that good. This one booted to about the 10-yard line. Billups is going to get the return. He's out to the 20. He finds a hole. Billups across the 30, brought down at the 35. And you can almost hear the excitement from the Prep fans because that hole parted like the Red Sea. The Prep blockers, like Moses, opened that up for Kion Billups. Billups just barely wrapped up by number 2, Zamir Dales, who probably just saved a touchdown.
Yeah, Billups was at least going to get in that second level. Dales kind of reaches over.
Just sheds a block.
I can't help but notice that there's a different number of the man
Number
behind
3,
center.
the senior quarterback, Trey Henning, who famously once said, if you want to win, let 3 spin, is out there. Steinmetz, Harrison, and Turner still out there. Billups in the backfield. Turner runs into the slot. Trey looking to pass all day in the pocket. He's looking short for Harrison. Harrison's got the catch and more as he's down right at the 50-yard line. 15-yard gain. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. And Schalk, I think that one was all Henning. That was a great play. Put it in a spot where Harrison could spin off, get a few more.
Gave him, and did in fact give him room to work there. I mean, shows why he has an offer from Worcester Polytechnic Institute.
1st and 10 from the 50. Trey back there again. Turner goes in motion. Bobbled handoff. Turner able to corral it again, but he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2.
Yeah.
It's 2nd and 12 now for the Hawks.
Bit more than your typical fumbled carry right there. Came fully off his body, had to extend out the elbows there to grab it back in. Thankfully avoids the turnover.
But he got it back, so can't hate it too much. 4 wide for Henning. And a little bit of movement on the Judge defensive line. And the refs see it. So do the Prep fans, and so do we. That's going to take 2nd and 12 to 2nd and 7.
It's egregious. I'd eject him personally.
2nd and 7.
So that's a lesson in sarcasm, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd and 7 now for the Hawks. Working at the Judge 47-yard line. 3 to his right, Harrison to his left. Billups in the backfield. Trey in shotgun. Takes the snap, looks to pass. He's going to throw it low, hoping to get it to Jameer Rowe. That one thrown at the feet. And honestly, can't blame Henning for that one. A lot of pressure. Tough to get that one away.
Yeah. Rowe should have gone down further for that.
There was, for really the first time all night, a decent amount of pressure. The first time someone's broken through that Prep defensive line. Henning had to get that one away a little bit quick.
Henning. Looking sideline. Another low flag, but
Harrison.
Harrison
Catching more.
Jen Harrison.
That'll be a first down for the Prep and more. Down across the 40.
Clean little spin out up the sideline there by Harrison. You love to see it.
Stop by number 5, Kiev Rucker.
The Prep going no huddle. Steinmetz and Turner to the right. Harrison
Minute.
to the left. Handoff goes to Will
That's
Vokalos. Will Vokalos fights forward for more. Pushed by Khalil Stewart. And Will's going to be all the way down to the 25-yard line. Possibly a first down.
I mean,
we're really seeing the Prep's best and brightest with Will Vokalos and Trey Henning out there.
Will Vokalos, obviously. I mean, they call him Workhorse Will in the locker room. That's what I hear. You know, has some D3 interest. He told me about when I interviewed him before the St. Ed's game. But you love to see him get carries, man.
That was a great show, Dom, that pregame
I wonder
dinner.
who my co-host was.
It might have been me, ladies and gentlemen. It might have been me.
I think it was Claffey.
Right before the St. Ed's game, we got to interview Coach Roken and his expectations for the season. Ramir Hardy was on there. Charlie Folk was on there. Saka, Will Vokalos, a lot of key players for the Prep. It was a great night. It was an insightful show. You should go watch that on the YouTube. About a little bit less than an hour long. Got a real insight on guys, especially like Ramir Hardy and Saka, as to why they committed where they did. Ramir said it was the connection he felt to Temple and the city. Saka said it was Touchdown Jesus, and just that. I'm kidding, but Touchdown Jesus did play a role in his decision. Trey Henning out there, 1st and 10 after the carry by Will Vokalos. The ball does get moved back to the 25, though, after the penalty. Henning looks to throw. He's going deep for Turner. It's back shoulder, and Turner unable to catch it. That ball just a little bit short by Trey Henning. Forced Turner to turn, really.
Yeah, ran a bit out of space on the sideline there. Kind of lobbed it up, but the toe drag was just a little too awkward for Turner. I can't blame him for dropping that.
Yeah, that was definitely not a great throw from the senior quarterback. Hopefully he'll get it back here. 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Vokalos in the backfield. Turner, Steinmetz, and Harrison out wide. Vokalos gets the handoff. Vokalos across the 20, across the 10, across the 5, touchdown. Will Vokalos into the end zone. Will Vokalos, his first offensive touchdown as a St. Joe's Prep Hawk. The senior running back, the student body president, the cape and sword leading man. Will Vokalos, he does it all on the 25-yard handoff to the end zone.
I'm going to be honest. I did not know he had that burst in him. That was very impressive cutting right there.
Dom, do you think that puts him in the running back rotation? Maybe a couple first half carries next game?
I'd retire his jersey.
I would too. I mean, you retire Swift.
I'd retire his locker number
Yeah,
just for general prep contributions.
You
But I mean,
retire
that was
DeAndre
honestly
Swift's
a
jersey
very-
number, NFL running back. Rich Gannon, Super Bowl winner, league MVP. I think
He did
Vokalos
not
is
win.
right up there with him.
Yeah. I wish Rich Gannon won
That's
that
going to be
Super
the end of
Bowl.
the third quarter, awaiting this Leo Ritchie kickoff. So a buzzer beater touchdown for Will Vokalos as well to put the Prep back up 35.
I don't think I've seen a running back that shifty in Philly since Shady.
I really haven't. I mean, Swift had his moments. Saquon had his moments.
The offensive line had its moments.
Shady had his moments, but they don't compare to Will Vokalos.
Amen.
Leo Ritchie finally out to attempt his kickoff. A little bit of miscommunication with the refs. It's up, and it was tipped at the line. Still goes through. Ugly kick, though.
Richie's kick is good.
Leo Ritchie with another successful kick. And it looks like they're not going to stop for the end of the quarter, as Ritchie and his guys are off to kick it off right away. Excuse me, that's not Leo Ritchie. That's Luke Cochran now on the field to kick that one away. The junior kicker
Yeah.
who sat behind Ritchie and Shoulder last year.
Who also happens to have the same number as Colin Stoner, also kicker, but he is not the one out there.
They are acknowledging the end of the quarter, but they're still not stopping for it. They're just flipping the field. So that's what's going on there, if anybody's a little bit confused. At the end of each quarter, you flip the field. So I wonder why we're not getting a little stoppage, a little commercial break, as some may say.
Yeah. Correa, play the ad roll.
It's Kennedy and Holland back to return. Cochran out to kick it off. We saw Cochran a little bit at Erasmus. Got a PAT. Cochran gets it away. Down to the 10-yard line. Holland's going to get it. There's a flag right around where the Hawks kicked it off. Looks like this one's going back to the 35 as a couple Hawks jumped early.
Ridiculous.
I mean, honestly, they should just forfeit.
Yeah. Judge would love that.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. At the start of the fourth quarter, I forgot to carry on the tradition left by Harry Kane. 4s are up at Northeast High School. The 4s are up.
Harry Kane, of course, studying at the esteemed Newhouse School of Broadcasting at Syracuse University.
Cochran out to kick off again from the 35 this time. Kennedy and Holland to return. Holland's going to get this one at the 15. He's across the 20, the 25, the 30, and he's wrapped up there by a couple Prep defenders, most notably number 32, Andrew Huff, the senior defensive back.
And company. Crusaders ball, 1st and 10.
Now went from a couple new faces to an awful lot of new faces for the Hawks. An awful lot of new faces for the Hawks. I don't recognize a single person out there. You have number 18, Daniel Jaquez, the sophomore safety. You have number 28,
19009.
Theodore Capaldi, the senior DB. Number 48, Massimo La Rosa, the sophomore DB. Long takes the snap, 4 rushing for the Prep, steps away from the pressure, looks deep, and he's got his man, and he's down at the 20, the 5, the 15, and he's tackled there. That pass complete to Christian Haig,
Haig is brought down by Brendan
who
Flaherty.
that I didn't say a name because I saw 11, and Christian Haig's the linebacker, and I saw 11, so I didn't want to say Christian Haig, but it was Christian Haig.
Wow. Multi-talented guy.
I did not know he was going to get some offensive snaps. Mr. Connors, our PA announcer, announcing the 50-50 winner.
Stopped by number 91, Anthony Shuley.
Kennedy stuffed by Anthony Shuley on that play.
Great.
Sorry for the lack of, broadcasting. There was a little bit of confusion in the box here with the 50-50.
Surely, great freshman year bio partner. Dissected a frog very well. Also, I'd like to point out Christian Haig, guy who just caught that very long ball. 4.6 GPA, awfully impressive.
Very astute student. 4 wide here. First,
that
second,
judge,
and 11 from the 20-yard line. Long senses the pressure, gets it off to Kennedy. Kennedy tackled just shy of the first down line at the 11.
Long's pass complete to Zamir Dales.
98 pulls him down. That's Ryan Zatz.
To the 12.
The junior, sophomore defensive lineman. Getting his first minutes here in this one.
Winning ticket 1900 plus 9 plus 4.
It'll be 3rd and short now for the Crusaders. Working at the Prep 13-yard line.
Our favorite formation comes back out. 9 on the
9
line.
on the line. Handoff goes to Kennedy. Kennedy finds nothing as he's brought down
Stopped
by a multitude of black jerseys.
Alex Repko.
Alex Repko with the tackle.
Fourth down.
Alex Repko, just one of the people with the tackle.
Hawks front 7 with the tackle.
Winning ticket 1
The
9
entire Hawks roster with the tackle.
0 9 4.
About the 4th time we've heard this 50-50 read out. A little bit of an echo in the stadium so the fans can't hear it. Making
Mr.
sure
Connors,
everybody
if no
gets
one-
their fair chance to win
If
their
no one
money.
claims it, can I win it? Oh,
4th and 3 here for the Crusaders. Long looks to throw. He looks to the end zone. That pass is broken up by number 27, Brandon Flaherty. But that one
On the play.
yeah, it was
is
PI.
going to be PI.
Didn't turn his back and kind of just collapsed upon the wideout.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty obvious call, Dom.
Yeah. No bueno.
I mean, these are, your 2nd and 3rd and 4th string guys.
Pass
Out come a couple new people like Quinn Doyle,
Never saw that on Agard Island.
Walter Egard Island, another famous Harry Kane quote.
Crusaders
First and goal from the 5-yard line here. 8 on the line this time. 1 receiver. It's Hutz. Long hands it off to Kennedy. Kennedy brought down immediately in the backfield. There's a flag on the play, though.
Kennedy on the carry. Flag on the play.
Brought down in the backfield by Walter Brown, the sophomore lineman.
That clock sure is running.
Call is against Father Judge.
That one's going to go against Father Judge. A couple more new faces in the game for the Hawks. Elias Chamuko, otherwise known as Urkel to the student body, is getting his first minutes in this game at DB, down at the bottom of your screen. Guarding Gavin Hutz. Long. Hands it off to Kennedy. Kennedy brought down in the backfield.
Kennedy on the carry.
By the Prep front 7 yet again.
27.
That one's Brendan Flaherty on the tackle. Kind of makes up for his pass interference in the end zone. 2nd and 11 now for the Crusaders, excuse me. 2nd and 11 for the Crusaders, working at the Prep 17-yard line.
It's coming home.
Elias Chamuko still out there, this time guarding Christian Haig. Long, drops back to pass. He gets away from a sack, but he can't get away from number 44, and the ball is out. They're going to say he was down by contact, though. That's number 44, Alex Repko, the senior.
Yeah, ball definitely came out on the ground there, though, but there is a flag.
Killer there, Alex Repko, getting the great sack on 2nd down and the forced fumble.
Yeah.
Either way, flag comes out. Huge penalty for Judge. And it seems like they're kind of moving up and down the field.
Yeah, appears
with
the tackle
these penalties.
Appears the tackle that Long broke was some sort of face mask. Just slipped that. Tackle didn't really matter after that.
So that'll be automatic first down for the Crusaders. Excuse me, no. It will still be 2nd down for the Crusaders. No automatic first. 2nd and goal for the Crusaders, working at the Prep 10-yard line. A little bit of miscommunication from the scoreboard people as to whether or not it's 2nd or first. Handoff goes to Kennedy. Kennedy met immediately in the backfield by a host of Prep defenders, notably Connor Bryce, the senior, and number 91, Anthony Shuley, the junior defensive lineman.
Who else? The GOAT.
3rd and goal from the 10 now. The Crusaders, 10 yards to go. Haig still out there with the offense. And, Schalk, would you say Haig playing with the offense is similar to Saka, getting some offensive snaps this season?
No, it appears that Haig's a bit more regular bit of the offense. I mean,
And Haig doesn't just block.
true.
Long with 4 wide, looks to throw. He's got the guy on the sideline. It's Haig, and he's brought down immediately by number 27, Brendan Flaherty. That one stopped short of the goal line. It's now 4th and goal from the Prep 7-yard line. Timeout, Judge. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to play. And we will be back here in 1 moment after this timeout. Both teams trot back out here after the timeout. 4th and goal from the 6-yard line for the Crusaders. 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Kennedy in his backfield. Long in shotgun. Shotgun. Long drops the pass. Steps up from the pressure. Chased down by a couple Hawks defensive linemen. They're not going to get him. And Long is in for 6.
Trots right in down Broadway. Just manages to find an open hole in the defense. Wide receivers have ran so long that they had just freed up a hole.
That's kind of what you get when you have 5 receivers out there. You draw a lot of the secondary to their attention, so nobody's really watching Long, who we've seen do it from his legs. He had one of those chunk plays we were talking about, a nice 15, 20-yard rush off the fake handoff to Kennedy.
Great scrambling. Like a 5'10", 170, kind of like a Kyler Murray type deal.
Ryan Shelton, number 9, the junior. His PAT is good. The score is now 42-13. Hawks on top with 2:55 left to play in this game. And, Dom, you'd have to assume we're just going to see some Will Vokalos handoffs, run the clock down.
How's he going to run the clock then? He's going to score first play.
You could be right.
Might drop down on the 1 yard line.
I was going to say,
high IQ player.
At this point, I hope he just drops down. Although I do want to see some Trey Henning passes. So, I'm torn. I want to see some Will Vokalos runs. I want to see Trey Henning passes.
I'm just waiting for the Tommy Moreno handoffs.
Tommy Moreno getting some minutes in this one with the Preps D&E team late in this blowout. Shelton to kick off. Number 14, Kyle Allman, and number 25, Chase Golden, both wide receivers, getting a couple extra minutes in this one. They're deep to return. The kick's up. That one's going to Golden. Golden at the 15, at the 20, he gets a block, at the 25, at the 30, and he's grabbed by about every illegal part of his jersey as 3 flags fly. Grabbed by the horse collar, grabbed by the face mask. Just a lot of grabbing.
Yeah, Jordan Ballard kind of just touches him in a not very nice way right there.
Yeah, definitely an illegal tackle. At least that's what I see. Oh, penalties going on the Hawks. Wow.
Came at the same time as the tackle, and it was around the neck. I figured it must have been some sort of horse
injured
collar.
Hawk down on the field. Unable to see who it is. Not what you want to see late in a blowout game like this. That's why you get your starters out, though. Excuse me, that's an injured Crusader, not a Hawk.
Surrounded
Was surrounded by Hawks paramedics, which is why I was confused. But that is not a Hawk, that is a Crusader. Still, same message applies. I still can't believe that penalty went on the Hawks. I mean, that was a very, very, very illegal tackle. Grabbed by the jersey, the horse collar, and the helmet.
Peffery, give him a break. Clock's still running. Oh, actually it just pauses the second I say that.
Crusaders still down on the field. Unfortunate sight here. And we'll be right back when he gets up. Kennedy, who was the injured Crusader, is up under half of his own power, walking to the sideline. Kennedy's really been the only bright spot for this Crusaders team. A lot of rushing yards. I believe he has that one rushing touchdown.
Kennedy, not what you want to see.
Not what you want to see at all, Dom. The holding call against the Prep moves him from the 35 to the 25. Trey and his guys out there.
Seth Slater.
Slater in the backfield, no longer Vokalos.
The Vokalos is too good for them.
Slater, one of those guys who's in this late game rotation. Fumbled handoff to Slater. The Prep will recover it. Can't quite see who got that recovery. I believe it was Kyle Allman, number 14, and it was. Seth Slater was telling me after the game at Erasmus that he feels like every time he gets a handoff, it's bobbled. And, I can't say I disagree after that one.
Number 70, Tommy Lance out there. What a guy.
Tommy Lance really getting his first varsity minutes here.
Coming in as a right tackle. All still listed. as a
Trey
tight
looks to
end.
pass. Quick throw to number 13. Aston out.
Alston Frisbee.
Alston Frisbee. That's a rough one. The sophomore receiver.
Alston Frisbee to the 30.
Slater checks out of the game. For number 29, Michael Williams, the junior running back who has gotten 0 carries. So this could be his first varsity handoff potentially. Almond goes in motion. Almond gets the jet sweep. Almond's got a nice head of steam. And he stumbles forward for a first down and a little bit extra for an 11-yard rush down to the 37-yard line.
Allman showing off a bit of that speed. I mean, good player.
Great guy,
Yeah.
Kyle Allman. A little bit undersized. He should definitely get some carries next year when some targets next year when Ramir Steinmetz and Turner leave. That one goes to Michael Williams. Michael Williams stopped a little bit after the line for a gain of about 3.
Slater on the carry.
Excuse me, that was Slater. It was Williams the play before. Got my backup running backs mixed up. I apologize.
Yeah, we're putting Claffey back on air.
Slater getting his first non-bobbled handoff of the game.
Giving him a chance to spin.
2nd and 7 now from the 40 for the Hawks. 3 to his right. And it will not matter because the clock will wind down.
That was not clicked by Anthony Correa. That's just a function of our scoreboard. He will not be getting fired.
Well, he might be anyway.
True.
But 42-13 is your final score here at Northeast High School. The Hawks easily defeat the Crusaders of Father Judge. And who do you think gets the MVP for the Hawks in this one, offensively or defensively?
Will Voklos for putting together the greatest run I've ever seen.
Okay. Dom, who gets the MVP for the Hawks in this one?
I was deadly serious.
Okay. Well, I have 2 in mind. I have Jet Harrison in mind, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Best game so far of his prep career. Of course, that's only been 4 games for the freshman. Great game from him. And also Samaj Hill, another guy who broke out on the scene today with an interception, pick 6 to start the second half to get a quick score for the Hawks. And then the fumble recovery, the very next drive that led to the Isaiah West touchdown that put the Preps up 35 and gave Dom his beloved running clock. And
I nearly cried.
of course, everything Samaj Hill did was while we were off the air. But trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it was pretty impressive.
Prep football has a very good history of these guys named Samaj.
Samaj Jones, senior last year. But that's it from the North Penn High School Super Center. I've been Sean Dronsock. That's been Dom Schalk. We've been WSJP. Huge thanks to Correa on the scoreboard, John Claffey and Alex Arespi doing halftime and stats, Michael Torres on camera, and our sideline guys like James Buck, Dom Campanero, Joe Felici, Ryan Sullivan, who's going to be doing some post-game interviews that will be up on WSJP socials. So
Tim
make sure to
Romano.
check that out. But that will be it for this one.
Don't forget our esteemed freshman Shadow.
42-13 is the final score. We will see you guys next week against LaSalle. Thank you for watching, and as always, go Prep.